want it. They always want it like this. Okay, Dr. Pablo Santos. We're going to speak to the listeners of Voice of America. Nous allons parler avec auditeur La Voix de l'Amérique about the hurricanes. Okay. First of all, we're going to speak about Isaac in the Caribbean. Nous allons parler d'abord de Siklòn Isaac qui est dans les Caraïbes. Est-ce que il y a un danger qu'on y a là pour les Caraïbes vraiment? Et dans quelle zone dans les Caraïbes là?
Okay, Isaac. So, Tropical Storm Isaac continues to move west. At this point, it's expected to stay south of the islands, okay, south of Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and at this moment, it's not expected to represent a serious threat to the islands. However, depending how close it moves to the islands, it might bring some windy conditions and rain. But other than that, no, we don't have any concern for a strong tropical storm or a hurricane to be impacting the islands.
Okay, Dr. Pablo Santos dit que cyclone nan li ka attaquer zone sud Haïti, l'île d'Haïti, et puis gen Martinique also.
Martinique,
peut-être.
Yeah, well, Martinique, they might get a more direct impact, but the system continues to weaken, okay?
Yeah, bon, le système n'a continue à affaiblir. Yeah. Donc, nous pas qu'à dire vraiment qu'il pourra faire des dégâts et on pas attendre pour faire gros dégâts dans la zone Caraïbe là. Et qui force, what is the strength of Isaac at this point? Qui force Isaac dans le moment qu'on y a là?
Okay, Isaac, let me see if I can find the graphic, the latest graphic right here. Okay. You can see right here, this is Isaac right now. It is a tropical storm. We are looking at a tropical storm that's about maximum sustained wind 60 miles per hour.
60 miles par heure.
Yeah, and then it's expected to continue south. As you can see, staying south of the islands. It's going to be crossing the islands right here in the Eastern Caribbean.
La propriété antigène sud au sud des îles.
Those islands might see some tropical storm force winds.
Et les îles ça va être tropical, tempête tropicale.
Yeah, but then as it moves westward, the conditions are not favorable for it to intensify.
Le pour aller dans direction ouest, mais conditions pas favorables pour devenir plus puissant.
At this moment, is projected to stay south of the island, including Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. But most of the impact, most of the hazardous conditions are projected to remain south of the islands. However, some of the, some windy conditions and rainfall associated with the system as it moving south of the island could still impact the islands.
Donc, dans le sud, là, dans les îles, moun yo ka wè la pluie, ka wè vent, barè comme ça, mais c'est pas plus que ça. Not much more than that.
Oh, okay, and Jamaica, of course, is in the cone of uncertainty. It is not clear that the system will survive that far out, but if it does, yeah, Jamaica might have to monitor for the possibility that they could end up experiencing tropical storm conditions.
Oui, d'un point rien qui est certain pour Jamaïque, puisque le système n'a venu là, il t'a arrivé Jamaïque, mais là, il est affaibli probablement. Donc, pas rien qui dit que là, il est arrivé à attaquer Jamaïque vraiment.
So that's what we have on tropical storm Isaac. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Pablo Santos, qu'on y a là, parlez-nous de l'autre cyclone qui est dans la zone, tant que le cyclone Florence, qui l'a le cas attaqué. When do you think Florence might reach land in the United States? Qui l'a le cas attaqué États-Unis?
Yeah, well, right here is the latest forecast. It's expected to be reaching the coast tomorrow morning.
Bon, il a atterri demain matin. Dans quelle zone? Where?
Yeah, around sunrise, give or take a few hours, but right around that time. However, conditions are already deteriorating, are worsening the conditions across coastal portions of the Carolinas, and from this moment on, conditions will continue to deteriorate.
Conditions commencent à aggraver, deteriorate for the hurricane or for the people?
Well, for the people, right?
Situation commence plus grave pour le peuple là. pour mon dans zone dans terre aux États-Unis, and where is gonna land? Qui côté pour l'atterrir?
Well, right now it is projected to make landfall around somewhere in the southeast coast of North Carolina.
Dans côte sud-est, Caroline du Nord.
Yeah, probably somewhere between Wilmington and Morehead City, somewhere in the middle in that region, is expected to make landfall tomorrow as a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane.
En Caroline du Sud, dans zone Wilmington, catégorie 3, 3.
1 or 2.
Oh, 1 ou bien 2.
Yeah. The Category 3, which makes it a major hurricane, is looking less likely that will happen.
Il y a pile chance que le pas privé dans catégorie 3, mais quand même condition pour monter dans zone là commencer venir plus mal.
Now, the main thing, though, is that even when maximum sustained winds are less than previously anticipated, the wind field is larger. You can see this orange here is the extent of tropical storm force winds. The red is hurricane. And as you can see, it covers the entire coast of North Carolina. So basically,
il couvre toute côte Caroline du Nord. Mais si l'état l'agit, si c'est vent à l'agit, ça te cas plus grave.
And then what happens is a hurricane can be weaker in terms of maximum winds are less, but if the wind field is larger like this one, it can still push as much water. So what that means is along the coast of North Carolina, we're still looking at potentially devastating to catastrophic storm surge.
Oui, s'il continue, si cyclone, si c'est vent à l'agir, il y a vraiment catastrophique pour zone North Carolina, Caroline du Nord. But, en tout cas, on cherche connaître qui côté à part de Caroline du Nord qui a frappé. Where is gonna impact beside North Carolina?
So as the system approaches the coast, the main concern, as I said, storm surge, and then there is going to be the concern for prolonged periods of tropical storm force wind across much of the coast of North Carolina, and hurricane force wind near and to the right of where the center makes landfall. There's a concern of hurricane force wind. So wind and surge is the main concern closer to the coast, but then over the next couple of days, the system is going to continue to slowly move inland across southern portion of North Carolina and into northern portion of South Carolina. And with that, the rain hazard, flooding from rain, becomes a real concern.
Donc le cyclone a marché doucement, mais la privé dans le fond Caroline du Nord, avec vent, avec la pluie, avec l'eau qui a entré, sorti dans la mer, c'est là qu'on commence à avoir danger. About flood.
Well, that's what it was going
Inondation.
Yeah, inundation. So what happens is, so the system is going to be impacting, even after it moves inland and degenerates, it's going to be impacting the Carolinas region with very high rainfall amounts. For example, in southeast North Carolina, northeast South Carolina, the forecast is for up to 20 inches of rain. Locally, could be higher, much higher, 40 inches of rain.
Donc, on attend pour gagner 20 pouces de l'eau, 20 pouces la pluie.
Yeah. And these have the potential to inflict catastrophic impacts from flooding. We're talking about flash flooding, rivers running out of their banks, and things like that.
Avec ça, de l'eau qui descend, quitter route, puis entrer sous terre, en pile barré comme ça.
And of course, you can see through the rest of the Carolina, we still have significant rainfall amounts in the forecast. We have as much as 5 to 15 inches of rain across the rest of North Carolina and South Carolina.
Ahora?
Yeah,
now.
Through the weekend, into early next week.
Juste tout pendant le week-end jusqu'à semaine qui venir. Nous avons inondation à gauche à droite dans la zone.
Locally, could be higher, but remember, this portion of the Carolinas is mountainous. There's a lot of mountains. And with this amount of rain...
ça a pile mode dans la zone North Caroline du Nord.
Yeah, and this kind of rains in that terrain can cause significant concerns for flash flooding, just similar like we experience in the islands, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. It's the same, a much bigger scale, but it's similar concerns.
Okay. À part de Caroline du Nord, qui côté encore qui a subi? Beyond North Carolina. You mean South or North Carolina? Which one?
Both of them.
Both of them. À part de Carolina, Qui l'autre côté?
Both of them are going to be
Yeah.
impacted. Yeah.
À part de Caroline, yo, qui l'autre côté qui a subi impact cyclone là? Beside the Carolinas, where should we expect problems?
Well, as you can see, the projection is for the system to move slowly across the region of the Carolinas through the weekend. By early next week, you're going to see it's going to be moving into the Ohio River Valley up here in this region. And along its path, there are going to be significant rainfall concerns. So all of this region, depending exactly where it ends up moving, could be dealing with potential rainfall, flooding problems.
Donc l'autre semaine, s'il continue là toujours, nous allons aller toute zone Virginia.
Well, portions of beyond the weekend, we're looking at portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Western Virginia, Ohio, maybe even Pennsylvania as we move into Tuesday.
Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, peut-être même Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. As the system does things start turning like so, it's going to bring rainfall concern, high rainfall concern for portions that it ends up impacting.
People are getting ready for it in Virginia, in Maryland, in D.C., and how much impact is going to have?
Well, no, in reality, the worst impacts are going to be right here, in this region. In this region that you see.
Excuse me. Pigo first la li pou l'exercice sous zone Carolina.
Yeah, the main concern for devastating catastrophic impact from flooding rain is this region that are orange, red, purple right here in the Carolinas. This is the main region of concern right here. They're lesser concern, but still could be significant for flooding rain over the next several days as we move into next week as the system turns north and northeast. But there is a lot of uncertainty. We would have to see how that plays out over the coming day. But immediately through this weekend, at least early next week, the main concern is the region of the Carolinas. Okay?
Oui, c'est Caroline qui plus le problème. Caroline. Donc, de Caroline, pour arriver à Florida, il y a un pile, il ne peut pas arriver. Pratiquement, il ne peut pas avoir assez force pour arriver. There's not enough strength for it to reach anywhere in Florida.
No. The only concern for Florida from this hurricane will be marine. We're going to have large wave, ocean wave.
Gros vague seulement en Florida, c'est ça qui arrive.
So as we move into tomorrow, Friday, we're going to have large wave coming down, impacting Palm Beach County, and to a lesser extent, Broward, Miami-Dade. But what that means is Palm Beach County is going to be experiencing high surf. They actually have a high surf advisory.
Il y a un vague qui monte bien haut peut-être dans la zone Broward, comme ça.
And then the Broward, Miami-Dade County is going to be experiencing
Broward avec Miami-Dade.
Some rough surf, and with that, a high risk of recurrence. So this is a weekend where the beaches of South Florida, the Southeast Florida, will be somewhat dangerous to go out there on the water.
Donc, il pas considéré, moi pas conseiller moun aller dans de l'eau, ou bien en plage, ou bien distraire dans de l'eau dans zone Florida, quel que soit côté dans Florida, même dans Sud Florida, even South Florida.
Yeah, south to a lesser extent, but yes, Miami, Broward County, Miami and Broward, they both are going to be experiencing high risk of recurrence and some higher than usual waves. Palm Beach County is going to be experiencing a high surf, especially worse conditions tomorrow, and with that, there's the concern for a beach erosion as well.
Okay. Donc, c'est ça le problème, ça nous avons gagné, nous avons attendre, peut-être l'autre semaine, nous avons voir qui ça la baille.
Those are the main impacts for South Florida from Florence.
Okay, donc c'est
there's
ça.
No concern for Florence to be moving our way.
Florence, nous pas besoin de peur, mon Floride pas besoin de peur, Florence pas gain chance pour t'arriver bon côté. Okay, and that means ça veut dire moun qui dans Maryland qui paniqué, yo pas tellement besoin de paniquer parce que ça pas vrai. Maryland and Virginia, they're not really they don't have really to panic, right?
No, I wouldn't if I was in Maryland. I mean, the impact in the Maryland area at this moment are projected to be minimal. However, we had to watch as the system begin to turn northeast that way. If it does that as we move into next week, to see if the rainfall threat begin to increase for them, because as we know, that part of the country has experienced a lot of rain this summer so far. So they don't need a lot of rain to create flooding problems, but immediately through the weekend, early next week, No, there's no concerns for Maryland. There's still some concern, not to the degree that we have for the Carolinas, especially for southern portions of Virginia through the weekend, but again, not as much as we have for the Carolinas.
Oui, quand il y a un petit problème dans Maryland, quelque partie dans Virginie, mais pas vraiment gros problème, même genre gain dans Carolina. When the hurricane is staying on land for an extended period of time, usually they tend to weaken.
That's what
and not to be able to.
Yeah, that's what is expected actually.
Ouais.
As you can see, as it approaches the coast by tomorrow morning.
Donc, cyclone n'a pas entré dans terre, à part atterri demain matin, vraiment, il pas, l'aile durée en pile sur terre, vraiment, il a une tendance faiblie.
Yeah, as it approaches the coast and move inland, still expected to be a hurricane for much of the day tomorrow as it's moving right along the coast. But then as it moves inland, it's going to be weakening tropical storm. Then it's forecast to degenerate into a depression, weaken into a depression by sometime Saturday or later on. But yeah, it's going to be weakening as it moves in.
Oui, la privé dans terre vraiment demain matin. Et il a fait journée comme un cyclone. Mais à part de ça, quand on arrive dans vendredi, dans samedi, il a commencé à tourner en dépression tropicale.
Yeah. And so that means that as we move inland, we don't have concern for wind, of course, but the main concern as the storm moves inland is going to be really the potential for this heavy rainfall.
OK. Donc, il y a une possibilité pour le venir un problème s'il t'a changé course ou bien n'importe barre qui t'a arrivé, mais il n'y a pas à attendre qu'il t'a gagné pile force arriver dans vendredi ou bien samedi. And there's also, en même temps, tout s'il t'a arrivé chavirer dans le nord, t'a changer course, changer route, c'est là ça qu'il y a un problème. OK. On nous tourne dans Isaac. OK, let's go back to Isaac.
Yes.
Usually, I don't know, based on your expertise, when they say that when a hurricane is going south of an island, it tends to impact it much more severely than when it goes by the north coast of an island. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's real?
Well, no. I don't know the context of that, but I can tell you when a tropical cyclone and hurricane move close to the coast or comes from the south, normally what happens is you tend to have, especially on the eastern side of the storm, you tend to have the flow. You see the hurricane, the wind flow goes like that. So on the east side of the center, you tend to have southerly winds from the south coming over the islands. That southerly wind tends to be warm and moist. So when it interacts with the mountains, it creates a situation where very extreme rainfall amounts are produced.
Donc, il y a un vent sud qui va venir dans la partie est, il y a un cyclone. Donc, là, ça, il y a un problème, là, rencontrer avec monde.
Yeah, it's the mountains, the interaction with the mountains create a serious, accentuate the rainfall potential tremendously. So that's why, from the rainfall perspective, in general, yes, storms that come from the south interacting with the southern coast of the islands tend to present, from the rainfall perspective, a particular type of problem. So
Alors, OK. Alors, il y a des gens qui disent que le cyclone passé dans le sud du pays qui a fait plus de dégâts que le passé dans le nord du pays. So when the hurricane goes on the northern coast of a country, usually they say it causes less impact. Is that true?
Well, it depends. Not if you move right over the coast. Not if you move right over the coast, right? But if it stays offshore, normally it's going to be yes. Because the other thing is the hurricane is moving like this, and the wind rotates like that around the hurricane, right? So if the island is to the south of the hurricane, the wind is blowing over the island opposite to the direction of the hurricane. So that basically means less winds. But if the hurricane is moving to the south, then the wind is blowing in the same direction that the hurricane is moving, so the islands will tend to experience stronger winds that way. So the wind, in that sense, can be worse for storms moving south of the island the rainfall, for the reason I explained earlier, can be worse as well.
OK, si c'est dans nord, à l'arrêté sous côte là, il n'a pas vraiment fait gros dégâts, mais s'il prend direction sud, on aller dans le sud, donc c'est là ça il a un gros problème.
Now, for people who live here, it's better to see the hurricane coming south or across the islands than to the north of the islands. Because what happens is if a hurricane crosses the island, it disrupts the inner core and it tends to weaken them dramatically. And that, of course, could have consequences as to how strong they could be when they get to the mainland. If they stay north of the island, where they're not disrupted by the mountains, then that could, as a general, not every case is like that.
Ouais.
But in general, that is a true statement.
Ouais, c'est pas toujours comme ça, mais ordinairement c'est comme ça lié. C'est comme ça le venir. S'il était sous côte nord, oui, il est capable d'avoir un peu le problème. Mais s'il dirige dans la direction sud, là, il y a un problème. The problem is there. Okay, beside these two hurricanes, beside Isaac and Florence, à part de Isaac et Florence, should we expect, est-ce qu'on doit attendre l'autre problème l'autre bagaille qui va venir? Should we expect more hurricane formation, that could cause concern?
Well, this year is this is the current outlook for the Atlantic. So we have Hurricane Florid, we have Tropical Storm Joyce, we have Helen. None of these are a concern to the island. We have Isaac, and as we spoke earlier, it's mainly anticipated to stay south of the island. And we have Florence. Over the next few days, the main concern is this area down here in the Western Gulf, area disturbed weather, where there is a 50% chance this system could be developing over the next
which
over
system?
the next couple of days. This
His
one
system?
right here. This one right there.
Yeah, this one, qui est lié?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Who?
What system it is?
No, it doesn't have a name yet. Okay, so we haven't named it yet. I forget now what name it will be next. I have to look it up. But it's the one that comes after Florence. So after Helen, actually. So I forgot right now. But this is the area of the storm weather that is being monitored that could potentially initiate advisories over the next 2 days as it approaches the coast of Texas.
OK, il y a un petit coin là dans le golfe Mexique là qui a un problème. Pourquoi il y a un non? Mais il y a 50% pour le développer, 50% de chance pour le développer et il a venir un problème. Quand il n'y a pas même cabal non, parce que il n'est pas arrivé gain importance, mais il y a suivre de près. OK, Dr. Pablo Santos. OK. And c'est où t'attendez Voix de l'Amérique en créole qui t'a bâti un reportage ensemble avec Dr. Pablo Santos qui porte-parole dans Centre National Ouragan ici Miami. OK. Et dans micro, moi-même c'est Serge Michel. Merci.